And welcome back to Arcadia FYI. I'm Christine Zito. I am your host, and I'm happy to be here. I'm happy you're here. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm so glad you're watching. This show, of course, is focused on community here in the city of Arcadia, and even outside the city of Arcadia, because I always say we're one big happy family here in the San Gabriel Valley. And the show's about, well, it's in the title, FYI. It's about information, fun information, event information, city information, and yes, some of those controversial information. We can bring on people to talk about that. But I just want to give you information, and if you have any information, thank you for your email. I cannot thank you enough for your emails and your Facebook messages, and those of you that I had an opportunity to talk to. It's great. I would like to thank our sponsors. Of course, Longo Toyota in El Monte. You know what I'm going to say. I know. You got to go visit, say hi to Mike, say hi to Brooke. They do more than just sell cars. They're like on 100 acres, 50 acres or something like that. So they do more than just sell cars. Star 7 Financial with Francine Chu, who I think is, well, I'm biased, the best financial advisor here in the city in San Gabriel Valley. The Santa Anita Park. Yeah, we'll be talking about that in just a second. And the Le Meridien Hotel here in Arcadia and Pasadena. All right. I'm going to give you a little guess of who you might think might be in studio. Did you get it? Okay, just in case you didn't. How about this?
And they're off. Stellar Cap, quick out of the gate. On the inside, Fondest Dream is quicker, though. And
I know. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see. But if you're listening on the podcast, you probably have an idea. Yes, finally, I've been waiting for this day. In studio, I have Pete Siberell. He is the Director of Special Projects at the Santa Anita Park. Welcome, Pete.
Thank you, Christine.
All right, let me...
And we're off, I guess, right?
Yeah, we're off. We're off. That's good. That's good. And did I say your last name right?
Siberell.
Siberell.
Close enough.
Okay, so I have it here, Siberell, and
yes,
it's all pronounced differently. All right. The Santa Anita Park, what an icon here in the city of Arcadia. There's a lot of history there.
Absolutely. It's we're just finished our 90th year.
98th?
90th year.
Oh, 90th
Yeah, we started in Christmas Day of 1934.
Yeah, it's a lot of history. Yes. And before we get into all of that, I want people to know you like I know you. So I want to get to know Pete a little bit. Were you born here in California, raised here?
I was actually born in L.A., but at age 2, I think, we moved to the East Coast. My dad worked in New York City, so we lived in Connecticut for about 10 years. Then moved to San Francisco Bay Area, where I was kind of raised as a teenager and into college. And then I've been to Santa Anita for now 31 years. So I still consider myself a Bay Area person. I'm a Niners and Giants and Warriors kind of guy. So
the Giants, well,
yes, I know. Okay,
I know. I'm a Dodger fan. This will be a great conversation. But wow, you lived in Connecticut. Okay, I got it. When you said that, I've always wanted to visit that East Coast because of just the history. Did you live where it was like how I see it in the pictures, the beautiful trees, the ocean?
No ocean, but all of that in terms of the trees and upbringing was, we lived in a suburban area in Connecticut called New Canaan. We had, as a kid, it couldn't been a better area to grow up. We had 3.5 acres and a river and a swimming hole and all that. So my dad, when it snowed, though, we had a really long driveway going up to the house, and so when it snowed, my dad would have to get a snowplow every time to get him out so he can go to the train station. So he finally got a job offer in San Francisco and said, bye-bye.
Yeah. Wow, what a neat history. Married, do you have kids, grandkids?
Yeah, 31 years married, I think. My wife still... she's a flight attendant for United. In fact, she's in London right now during a trip. 2 grown boys. One's in Atlanta, one's in Denver. And then 2 wonderful dogs at home to take care of.
Okay. Do you have any grandkids yet?
No.
Okay, so you're an empty nester.
Yes.
What's that?
It's fine. It's good. We have a chance to visit our boys in various cities and do some more traveling. And I'm good with it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because, Connecticut, the Bay,
Yeah.
now Los Angeles. Yeah, the Santa Anita Park. Okay, so I love that park, Pete. So tell me, what is it exactly? Because did I say your title right?
Yeah, there's part of it is Director of Community Service and Special Projects.
And what is that? What is exactly
The community service part is pretty easy to talk about. It's work with the city of Arcadia, work with various in the San Gabriel Valley with various cities and organizations representing the racetrack. I'm on a whole bunch of boards that always come back to where we can help benefit those organizations. And then I make local donations. So a lot of city liaison work and relationships. And then beyond that, I'm in charge of booking a lot of big local events, whether it's 626 Night Market or filming or events in the infield.
Well, we just had one in the paddock.
We did, yes.
I wonder what that was.
Yes.
Yeah, the Taste of Arcadia.
Taste of Arcadia, yeah. So, and then I'm also working on the backside where we have the people who work with the horses involve various organizations for their benefit, whether it's a recreation center or sports leagues or that kind of thing. So I wear a whole bunch of different hats. Every day is so different.
I know. Okay. Seabiscuit, the movie, wasn't that filmed there?
Yeah, we shot that going back to 2003. We filmed at Santa Anita for about 4 straight months. I happen to be the coordinator of that film. So there was a lot of work, but it was totally worth it. Have you seen it? I assume.
I bought the movie back when it was on Blu-ray, when Blu-ray was around before all the other stuff. And then I got a DVD, I got a Blu-ray,
Nice.
and now I even own it on digital because I bought it on Amazon. I love that movie, the whole story behind it.
And it makes Santa Anita just look wonderful. And, not a lot has changed since, he ran in 1938 to 1940. If you wait long enough, Christine, after the movie's over and you look at the credits, if you wait another 2.5 hours, my name comes up in the credits. But you have to stay there. You have to stay in your seat for a very long time.
No, that's fine. I will fast forward it to it. I'm gonna find it now. I really did. There's a few movies that I love, and you could share yours. Mine, number 1, Matrix. I love the movie The Matrix.
I couldn't understand it, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So I loved it. Number 2 is Seabiscuit.
Nice.
I loved the whole story behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to tell me yours. I know, right?
Groundhog Day comes to mind right away.
Yeah, that's coming up in February.
Yeah, nice.
So, all right, let's move on. At the park, there's a lot of different types of races that go on. What are those races?
So we're a thoroughbred track. Los Alamitos, which is part of the circuit, they run quarter horses at night. But between the 3 major tracks in Southern California during the day, Del Mar, Los Alamitos, and Santa Anita, they're all thoroughbreds. And they age from 2 years up to about even 8 or 9 years old. So throughout the year, we race about 7 months out of the 12 year-round. So we'll have races on the dirt, on the grass, various distances. Some are claiming races, which are the lower level type of races, all the way up to $1 million to $2 million races that could be part of either the Breeders' Cup or big races like the Santa Anita Handicap, the Santa Anita Derby. So a lot of, we race 3 days a week. We're about to start our autumn meet, which is a short meet for about 5 weeks. And then we'll take a break and we'll come back the day after Christmas and go all the way through the middle of June of 26.
When you say the races are still going on now, is that people coming in and betting on with the cameras? Because are the horses still there? Yes,
horses they just came back from Del Mar, actually. Oh. So they're here in training every day except for the Del Mar season, which is in the summertime. So they're here. We have about 1,600 horses live on the backside.
Wow.
Year-round, except for that period when they're down at Del Mar.
1,600?
Yes, that many. Yeah, it's like a little city back there. I mean, they've got animal hospital. I've got a recreation center. I've got a dining hall. We've got about 750 people who live back there, work with the horses, and then another, say 2,500 come come in each day to help care for them. So, big operation.
Yeah, you know what? I never knew that. Now, when the races happen, when the gates open, people buy their tickets. You have your seating. There's different places where people can sit. Can you share that? Because people will say, "Well, where do I sit?" So now let's.
Yeah. So we have a variety of, as you're right, variety of seating. From walk around in the paddock or on the track apron, even in the infield, all the way up to what we call, there's 3 restaurants, sit-down restaurants there. One is called Silks, one is called Front Runner, and another is basically the terrace food court. So there are a variety of different options you have, depending on whether you want to be inside or outside. You want to dress casually, or dress up. Some people like to sit down at a table and be there all day with lunch and a waiter. I'd rather be in a set of box seats along the track, kind of at a Dodger game where you're with people sitting next to you, whether it's 2 people or 6 people, or sometimes I'll get people all together, a whole bunch of boxes strung together. Where they're kind of on their own for food and drink, which is very close by. But you're outside, you're near the finish line. You have a great vantage point to see the races. So all kinds of different options. We have a great ticket office who can help put people in the right place depending on their preferences. I prefer the whole box seat area.
The whole box seat. You got to show me that one day.
Yeah,
I probably know it.
Right there. It's right down the stretch. So from the from the eighth pole down to the finish line are all box seats.
Oh, okay.
And then even above that we put in 12 luxury suites, and that ranges from 20 to 40 people in a suite.
Yeah.
And that's total decadence with service and bedding aids and food and drink, and you can bet right there in the suite if you want.
And the suite has you can walk down the little stairs and sit
there's
in your
an
own
outside
seats.
area,
Yeah.
outside benches, out or sofas, I should say, out front in front of the suite. So those are good options for parties, events, just people hanging out together, want to be together for the day.
Now, people can also rent out. They can rent not only for wedding. I'm trying to think what do you call it? Offices or a conference room. Do you have a conference room type
We
thing?
do. We do a number of meetings, and a lot of what we do is we'll sell a couple rooms, whether it's the director's room or the Baldwin conference room, for meetings in the morning, and then our first race is at 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So people will go from their meeting into having a day at the races. So it's a pretty cool combination of work play.
With some of the events that the Santa Anita Park puts on, one of them that I love, that I've done almost every year except when COVID happened, and I think after, well, you would probably know, is the 5K Derby.
Mm-hmm.
What does that take to put together? Because you have 15,000 runners?
Not that many. I would love to have that many. That's a big number, Christine.
I can't remember. Or should I bring it down? 5,000, 6,000?
Bring it down to about 6,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's still a lot of runners.
Yeah, it's a lot of runners. It's one of the biggest 5Ks in Southern California, I'm proud to say. And I started that when I first came to Santa Anita. And I told my boss at the time, I said, we need to have a 5K run here, and it has to be on the busiest day of the year. And so it's basically a logistical nightmare with upsetting training schedules and the city streets and people getting to and from the Arboretum and back to the track. But it's really a cool experience. The whole idea was just to get people who maybe have not seen Santa Anita to bring them inside, to bring them into the infield after the race, finish on the track, actually.
Finish on the track.
And then spill into the infield and see how gorgeous and grand it is, and stay for a few races and hopefully come back and with the family or whoever else, and make it basically we're always recruiting. We want people to come. If
you're listening on podcasting, go to YouTube, because I'll show you some footage of the race I did, because Pete puts it together, but let me tell you from a runner's view. You start and you run across the shops of Santa Anita.
Right.
Then you go on to Baldwin, and then you go into the Arboretum. You run in the Arboretum. It's beautiful. All the peacocks are like, why are you running so early in the morning? So we come out, and you will a lot of times you'll see Pete as you cross the street from the Arboretum back into the Santa Anita Park. And you actually get a very small view, a little bit of the background. And then you go under, I think, is it 2 tunnels? I can't remember if
you
it's
go through
one.
2 tunnels,
yeah,
yes.
2 tunnels, and then the last tunnel you come up. You start coming onto the track, and then
Right.
you end. It is just, it's an amazing time. I love that run. I do it every year.
Yeah, it's a great community event. You're right. I stand there on Baldwin at Gate 7 when people coming back from the Arboretum. I get to see every single person, which is really cool for me. And we a lot of repeats. We get the city council coming out from our city of Arcadia, and we also have a competition. Dominic Lazaretto, the city manager, puts on a competition for city staff. So department by department, there's a competition with each other, and there's always a annual trophy that's given out at a city council meeting to the fastest department. So it's pretty cool to not only have that community aspect to it, but to be promoting fitness and healthy lifestyles. And I should throw out a couple of shout outs to major sponsors. One is USC Arcadia Hospital, has been with us from day one. They've been fantastic to work with, and again, that fits into what that event's all about. And then the shops at Santa Anita have been there for us every year as well. As a great sponsor, we do the pre-registration event, packet pickup the day before at the mall each year. So
and
they've
not
been wonderful.
only that, wait, there's more. If you come after the race, you got this whole carnival. You got booths.
Yes.
And it's just, it's just a lot of fun. You have beer. You can drink beer.
Don't forget the beer garden, yes. But yes. So we've kind of in tandem put on a carnival the same weekend, which really works out well for a lot of the families. There's a kids run, depending on the age, whether it's all the way around the training track or just part way down it. But a lot of those kids jump right into to the carnival rides after the race.
I know. See, now I can't wait. Is it always the first Saturday, second Saturday?
The Santa Anita Derby is always 4 weeks prior to the Kentucky Derby, and the Kentucky Derby is always the first Saturday in May. So I think it's Saturday the 3rd or the 4th of April.
Yeah, it's always right around, and that's no fooling.
I get it.
I just have to say. Okay. All right, let's talk about sometimes, you get these people that, all right, I'm just going to say it like it is. All these animal rights and the things that you went through, I think it was before COVID, and all this stuff that was happening with the horses. How do you and the park handle that type of controversy where they stand out and have these awful signs? And
it was a rough stretch for us. A lot of that is, pretty much all of it is basically gone away because I think we understood that there had to be some changes made to the way horses were supervised and looked at before they went out on the racetrack. And in the old days, we felt that maybe the trainers knew best what their horses could do and could not do on the track, and found that maybe we should look a little more closely and have more oversight of every horse that goes out on the track. And we invested heavily in imaging machines on the backside in the equine hospital, more vet checks, more records, and as it turns out, as painful as it was, we really turned the corner on horse injuries, fatalities, where now we're one of the safest racetracks in the country. I read something the other day where there are 375,000 training sessions on the track every year. So we're something like 99% safety record.
That is great.
So it's been an amazing turnaround, and we're pretty proud of it.
I think that the congratulations. I'm just going to do it like that. I'm going to say this. My grandpa, he was a maintenance man there, and he retired. at the Santa Anita Park, and he used to tell me how well you guys took care of the horses, and you always have a bad seed. You always got someone who doesn't really the owners and those that with the horses. So for me, knowing all of that, I know that the Santa Anita Park does its best for the health of the horses, the track, and the people.
Yeah.
So I think I give you kudos for.
Thank you. Well, safety is number one for us.
Yeah. So, okay. I think everybody's been waiting for this because I have been waiting for this part. And that is something very big. It's going to be happening in 2028. Does anybody know? Okay, we all know. The Olympics is coming to Los Angeles. And the Santa Anita Park has been chosen. I have it here. And has been chosen to host team and individual competitions in jumping, dresses, and inventing. I have no idea what any of those are, but that's what it says. Okay. How do you win something like this if that is the case? Because I know another city is not really happy about it.
Right. Well, this has evolved. The decision to host the equestrian games for 28 has evolved from, I think, first Hanson Dam in the valley, and then a facility called Galway Downs in Temecula.
Yeah.
And then I think was it probably 6 weeks ago or so announced it was actually coming to Santa Anita instead. A lot of it was because they wanted to make it closer to the core of LA. Secondly, to return to some iconic structures, venues that were here in '84 when we last hosted it, and see, can you do it? Can that facility handle the requirements of hosting an Olympics event? And we showed that last November. We had two weekends, back-to-back weekends in November. We hosted two world-class international equestrian events in the infield. We constructed 3 show arenas where they could do the dressage and the show jumping. And then dressage, yes. And then the third part of that is a cross-country course, which will tie into our current downhill turf course, but we've got some work to do to make that happen.
Cross-country? That's like a long run.
It's a long run, yeah. If you look back in last year, 24 was at Versailles, where all the equestrian events were held. Just some gorgeous footage of those cross-country courses. They're about 3 or 4 miles long, actually. And it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful sport with, we have with jumps and water features and that kind of thing. But that's something we have to have done and in place by July of 27, because we have to do a test run for the Olympic people a year prior to when we open in 28.
The cross country, which is known as eventing, how long? Do you happen to know?
3 to 4 miles.
3 to 4 miles.
I've seen like 4,800 meters is the last one I saw.
Yeah, because they're jumping, like you said. They're doing skills, terrain with obstacles.
Right. Yeah, all that. Yeah, it's a major commitment, and then by the time we're finished, we will have probably the preeminent equestrian facility, in particularly obviously in California, but even nationwide.
That is great.
So whether it's racing or these equestrian events, this Santa Anita is the place to go.
Now, this is not the first time the Olympics have come to the Santa Anita Park. Am I correct?
That's right. So there's, 32 everybody knows about at the Coliseum, but 84, I'll tell the story. 1984, I was dating a girl down from Palos Verdes, which is horse country down there, Rolling Hills area, and she literally dragged me to Santa Anita 1984 to come see the Olympics held there. Equestrian games, and I didn't want to go. I had no idea about horses. Didn't know anything about Santa Anita. I was kind of there reluctantly, but they pulled it off. Did a wonderful job. It was held right in front of the grandstand on the main track, Here, this for 28 will be in the infield on these show arenas that we've built, along with the cross country course that's being constructed in the north lot.
Wow, I think that is just a great.
Very exciting.
It is exciting for the city of Arcadia. Now I'm going to give away a little bit where I live. I can walk. I jog by the racetrack. So, with the LA Olympics, do you happen to know yet ticket sales, scheduling, anything like that yet, Pete?
This is a really steep learning curve for all of us. I think we just gotten involved the last couple of months. We've had a couple meetings with the LA 28 people. They're kind of running around their heads cut off because they've got 25 venues to cover. I don't have information on tickets yet. I think we'll have something up on our website pretty soon. I do know that we'll probably handle somewhere between 20 and 40,000 people a day during I think there's 6-7 days of events happening at Santa Anita. Then after that, actually, are the Paralympics, after the LA 28 Olympics. So we'll also have equestrian games for para-athletes as well.
Okay, so my niece she loves horses, so she rides horses, she competes, but she does. Okay, and you can email me or Facebook me if I'm not getting the terminology right, or even Pete can correct me. She does barrel racing. The horse run. Are you doing that at the racetrack?
Not in conjunction with the Olympics. We are planning a rodeo event. I've been asked to block off the infield for a rodeo event. I think in July, and that would include barrel racing and.
July of 2026. I'm going to get my niece involved.
So again, that's something will be up on the website on that, and I'll check into that, give you more information on that.
Wow, so many things. We got the Olympics. Now we got a rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're in October. Something special is coming. Christmas.
Yeah. Yes.
I want to talk about that. Get your ice skating shoes on.
I saw in the news the other day that like last week they said there were 100 days to Christmas. So even less now.
Now
but
I'm stressed.
Me too. So we started talks with these guys. The company's called Enchant, and back in 2020 or so, before COVID, we were talking to them about a major holiday light show event. It's kind of a spectacular event in our south parking lot next to the shops at Santa Anita. And COVID hit, and we had to push that off. What these guys did originally, how they came about, was starting to we were decorating people's houses during Christmas time, and that built into working with minor league baseball parks, which were not being used for anything during the holidays, to again create a holiday lighting spectacular kind of show. And they actually moved into Seattle, to the Seattle Mariners Stadium. I flew up to see it, and I was completely knocked off my feet with the quality of this event. But it's going to have a meandering skate trail. It's going to have a 80-foot Christmas tree. It's going to have snow hills, booths, food and drink, for the holidays. And everything now, Christine, is everybody taking pictures. So this is just perfect for taking pictures.
Is Santa going to show up?
Santa will be there, multiple Santas, I'm sure. But this is the first time that they've built something from ground up. And so that's why I'm kind of intrigued to see how it's going to look, not only from inside but also outside out on Huntington and elsewhere.
Is there going to be an ice skating?
Yeah, and it's in Seattle, and I think the same kind of thing they want to do here is basically a meandering skate trail, just kind of a round loop you can take and. And it's really, the mood is fantastic.
That's cool. So they get to ice skate around the whole event and be, it's almost like taking a train ride.
Yeah,
and there's
some kind of what do you call it? A scavenger hunt. Apparently, they built into this event as well.
Okay,
so it's really.
I don't know how to ice skate. I don't know how to ice skate.
I'm sure they can help you with.
I roller skated a lot, but have
put
never.
Put you in a basket or something. I don't know how they're going to do that.
Oh my god!
But it's going to be great. They start moving in middle of October, and first performances will be at the middle of November, and they'll go through Christmas.
That is, well, there's so many things you will have to come back, and I do thank you for even sponsoring Arcadia FYI.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure, doing great work.
I think it's great. Is there anything else that you would like? I know you have so many. The race is open the day after Christmas.
Yes.
So we have the Christmas, what is that called? I know you just said it, the Christmas event that's happening.
Enchant.
Yeah,
so we'll start, our autumn meet will go through October 26th. Not so sure when this show airs, but we'll take a break, then we'll start the day after Christmas, and then, as I say, go through the middle of June.
Do you ever do things on New Year's Eve to open up the new year? I know we have the Rose Parade coming.
Yeah, we do a number of events with the Tournament of Roses, depending on, a lot of it is up to the president at the time, where they do parties at their discretion at various venues. But we've been lucky enough to host a lot of the Tournament of Roses events at Santa Anita. In terms of, fireworks and New Year's Eve, that doesn't work with horses on the ground. So we avoid that kind of thing.
When is the Breeders' Cup coming back?
Don't know. Nothing's been announced yet. Del Mar will it'll be this year. Breeders' Cup will be at Del Mar at the end of October, and then next year we'll be at Keeneland in Kentucky, in Lexington, Kentucky. Year after that we'll be at Belmont Park, which is completely being renovated in New York. As a racetrack, so they'll be opening and hosting the Breeders' Cup.
And that's in 2028.
That puts us into 2027.
Is it 2027? Yeah, 2027.
And then, so we're hopefully back on the rotation in 28 to come back to the West Coast. We're hoping, but nothing's been announced. We'd love to have it back.
I know. I have to say, I volunteered at that Breeders' Cup, and it was one of the best events that I got to volunteer.
And thank you for your help on that. It's been great.
I still have my shirt. I still have everything.
Nice.
It was great. So.
And also speaking of volunteering, I'm sure I'll be involved somehow with the volunteer portion of the Olympics. Okay. Recruiting people. Obviously Breeders' Cup volunteers will be number one on the list to be contacted to help with us with the Olympics.
So all tickets and everybody that wants to buy tickets, whether it be in the suites and the boxes, it's all on your website.
It'll be there soon. At least some preliminary information.
Okay.
What to expect.
But they can always go. Before we go, Clocker's Corner. Okay. I know that sometimes I like to go. It's so relaxing. Yeah. On Saturday mornings, I get up and I go and I just sit and I just watch the horses. They're training and running.
Yes. So, the horses are on the track from 4:45 in the morning till 10 in the morning every day. So we encourage people, and it's free to go down and see the horses train. It's a great spot, particularly on weekends. We get a lot of people in they have breakfast, watch the horses, have a cup of coffee. Rosie Ibarra is down there. She's a mainstay down in the kitchen. She'll take care of you in terms of breakfast.
Breakfast burritos.
And then there you go. And then we have we'll have tram tours. And check the website, but I think at least on Saturdays, if not Sundays, we have a tram leaving Clocker's Corner that takes people through the backside and then over into the paddock to see the jocks room and the sulks room. And it's a really cool experience for people.
See all these things that I didn't even know that were going on at the Santa Anita Park. Thank you so much, Pete, for coming in and sharing with us. And you will definitely be coming back as the Olympics get closer.
Yes.
And everything that we talked about will be on ArcadiaFYI.com. All the websites and any information that comes up, I will help in informing you on everything that happens at the Santa Anita Park. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Christina. I really appreciate getting the word out about us and everything else going on in Arcadia.
Yeah, it is. See, weren't you? You always learn something about the city of Arcadia, especially iconic places like the Santa Anita Park, because we're so familiar with it, and yet we don't really know what goes on inside. And you got to go to the Front Runner restaurant. Their food is delicious.
Crab cakes.
Yeah,
crab cakes.
They are just everything. You just got to go. Well, let me ask you this: can people come in the gates open and people can just go in and they can go upstairs. They can go to the front runner. All of that's open to the public. I mean, people don't know.
Yep, it's just good to have a reservation if you're going to use, eat in front runner or Silk's restaurants. So.
And they have a gift store. It's just there's so much. Seabiscuit is in the paddock right there in the center. I mean, there's just so much to see at the Santa Anita Park. I just want to thank our sponsors once again, Longo Toyota in El Monte. Got to stop by, check out the cars. They do more than just sell cars on that 1,500-acre lot. Star 7 Financial with Francine Chu. The Santa Anita Park, who you just heard from Pete. The Le Meridien Hotel in Arcadia and Pasadena. Until next time, just make it a great day and be blessed.